Okay, let's go. So, first of all, looking at the ES from this perspective, simple enough. You can see that we've had a 4 hour breaker structure with price just showing continued strength. Looks very, very similar to Bitcoin before its breakout. Um, so, at the minute, I'm really looking for a retrace and a long opportunity because there's no point really trying to short this right now. Maybe on a much lower time frame in and out, but not right now. Um, I'll show you a little bit more of this chart in a second, but we've also got some nice confluence to these long areas. So you can see the monthly open here is lining up with this 4 hour zone that you can see marked out, this yellow zone here and this white zone I've got. You see this yellow zone, it lines up nicely with the monthly open. It lines up with a 618 previous day value low, and this is also a time point of control. So this has plenty of time spent there on Friday. You've also got down here, you've got a nice chunk of volume, a naked point of control at that 15-minute zone down there. And obviously you've got that key level that swept liquidity from another previous low. You can see that there's the TPOC there, the value area low, previous day point of control. So take a little bit look at this. A little trick I add on the Bitcoin chart to find a nice channel, which because it's very, very similar how it looks right now. I threw a regression channel. So if you just click on a regression channel like that, you drag it to the front, you can see it creates like a channel for you. It's really nice. So what I did is just overlaid a fib channel on top of that. And you can see that this is pretty much a perfect looking channel that we've got here on the 4 hour. You can see we've got a nice bounce on these fib levels, these deviations, but we're pretty much just contained within here. So you'll see that region I was talking about, you have got some nice confluence coming in around the bottom of that channel. So that could be nice. And if we do go lower into the 15, then we've also got that deviation level. So some nice levels for sure. You can see now we're just sort of fiddling around at the midpoint. Not too much to go on right now. Where's my other chart? Yeah, so this is the other one. You can see we're just chilling out Monday lows right now. I've got the 382. We've already taken the Asia liquidity, and at the minute it's sort of just moving down on the day. Definitely an area I want to be looking out for. If we lose these lows, it could potentially come up and touch the daily opens and maybe carry on moving down. This is the range I'm working within right now. This is my high, and this is my low. You know, because I've had this breaker structure here. So from that breaker structure, this was the lowest point. So I'm just working within this range now. Okay, so this is where I draw my fib. I'm looking for at least the 0.5 before I get into longs. We've got the monthly open, like I mentioned. You've got this big 4 hour zone. You've got the previous day value low, time point control, etc., etc. Definitely an area I'm interested in longing, and I'm also very interested in this area here because obviously we take out that liquidity. We've got this 50-minute zone with plenty of volume in there, and I'd imagine that this low is protected because it is a strong low. Why is it a strong low? Well, it broke previous structural highs. It's indicated that it is a strong significant level. You took out that liquidity there, you can see that was a key level I'd marked out. Grab some more demand and look, we shot off from there. So definitely be watching these regions today. That's pretty much all I need to talk about really for ES. I'll quickly give my Bitcoin update now. So let me see, where's the best place to go for that? Yeah, so something interesting I noticed on Bitcoin immediately is we do have a wickless daily candle. So you can see that from this daily candle we're currently on, it's literally just shut off from the open. So definitely something to be aware of. Not a reason to be shorting, but could definitely be a target if we do somehow find a short. And now I did tweet earlier this morning about you can see that structure is very similar to ES. So it's just sort of grinding on that upward trajectory. But yeah, I did tweet this morning that and I've been tweeting over the last few days, is like, why would you be shorting this? Like, I talked about this in the crew. It's just like, why on earth would you short this? At what point have you seen weakness here? All you've seen is just consistent higher lows and higher highs. It's just keep on going. So there's just no reason to do it. Okay, yeah, maybe you have some high time frame ideas, and of course we have some high time frame resistance here, but look what's happened. It's just gone and eaten away at it. I've got this big huge daily order block, and look, it's just eating away at it. This is a huge POC. It's just moving up. It's just idiotic to try and short that. Now, I will talk about what I want to see if I am going to short it. So this is my sort of macro view of Bitcoin. I see this like a huge break of structure here at these lows. So if you look at that as a break of structure, what you expect to pull back on the lower time frames. We're now heading up into an area of premium pricing and really large supply. You can see that weekly OB there. There's a big weekly OB. Look at that bad boy. And you've also got other levels within there. You've got this supply range. You've got the value area high up here of that entire bull market. You've also got the 618 there. That red box is a little bit off. I'm going to move it. So I think it'd be really, really nice to potentially see a liquidity grab of those highs right there, around the 618. If you get that, then I think that's probably your next best short. Maybe one up here. That high right there, that's coming in around it's coming in around 43k. But I wouldn't just short that. Maybe at a liquidity grab when you've got a nice and tight invalidation. Yeah, okay. But shorting into a pump like this is just pure idiotic behavior. This is what you need to be looking out for if you're going to really sell your bags and look for shorts. Well, we're going to be looking for high time frame areas of interest. So there's the 0.5 coming up. That would indicate that we're now entering premium pricing. We're also entering a large area supply. So what would we be looking for? Well, we'd be looking for something that hasn't happened at all in this region here. The last time it happened was around these regions where you can see that breaker structure there, but I'll show you more in depth or more detail. Basically, what we're looking for is we're looking for movements up where we start forming highs and lows, and then we lose lows. Okay, we need to be closing candles below decent lows. So that's a low there that took out the previous high, therefore it's significant, and it is the lower high. So it's higher low. It's confirmed the higher low. Therefore, when we get the retrace, then that presents us a wonderful shorting opportunity, in which case I will be shouting about it and I will be selling some Bitcoin. I will be shorting. I will be looking for that. And then we can look for the move down. Okay. But in the meantime, there's just no reason to be doing that. The only reason you could have for shorting is a liquidity grab. That is it. Okay. So there's your first one. And there's your second one. I'd expect some reaction from here. This is a very huge level. You've got a value area high of the whole bull market. You've got a huge weekly supply range. You know, definitely some areas to be watching. Let me just move this along. I must just extend it. Where's my extend? Yeah. You know, huge levels coming up, of course, but there's no reason to be shorting. If we were to get this liquidity grab here, and you've got a really nice wick above, and you come back in and you shift some low time frame structure. So if you think about it on, obviously we'd be looking for like the 4 hour when we look for that eventual turn. But if we see the 15-minute, for instance, let's say we go down to the 15. Like, look, even the 15 minutes, just not shifting structure at all. It's just, even here, look, you can see it just takes the liquidity, takes the low, and boom, it's gone. It just keeps going and going and going. So the only way I'm looking for a short in this instance is if we do come up into these areas of high liquidity, we take the high, we shift structure, bearish, you get that retest to maybe the high. This is when you get that nice and easy short. You've had an easy invalidation above the high, and then you can target lower prices. And you could even look for this wickless daily. So we'll keep that in mind for the future, because that should get cleaned up. You'll do well to find any wickless dailies that haven't been cleaned up, put it that way. So yeah, I'm definitely not shorting at all right now. looking for these higher regions, and that's it. Simple enough. You know, you look at this thing, it's doing exactly the same sort of thing. It's not shifting. Look, you can see there that low got taken nicely and then it moved up. You know, we're just grinding up on all markets. The only one that I find quite interesting is the NQ, because the NQ did shift structure here. You can see this was a high and there took out that high, so this now becomes the significant low, or the lowest low between those 2 points. And look, we shifted that structure bearish. So this is very, very interesting to me right now, and I did a more detailed overview of this and what I would want to see next and how I would be tracking price for the NQ. So if you want to see that, you need to join the crew. You know, we're all tracking this movement right now, having fun, making money. It's good times. You want some alt picks that are just absolutely killing it, definitely get involved. But yeah, that's what I need to see on Bitcoin. For ES, we may not get down this low. You can see that we are getting a little bit bounce here, but I'd need to see a little bit more. I need to see a little bit more from price, because you can see this movement's up from the London Open. You know, you got a nice move from the London Open, but you just ran into the point of control. You haven't really broken any significant structure on the 15-minute. You just ran into the midpoint. You know, we haven't even got as high as the daily opens, so just be aware. It could potentially move up, but it's be a very shallow retrace. So longs in this region above the 0.5 are a lot lower probability than they are in these lower regions here under the 0.5. So definitely something to be aware of. But yeah, if we do get into these lower regions, same as always, look for some nice entries where you see either shifts in structure or you see areas of supply that get tapped into like that, and then maybe you see a breakout, you see that breakage structure, and then you look for the retrace of demand. So the demand that caused that flip from supply into demand taking control, that would be a nice opportunity to get long. That's just as simple as it gets. So that's what you're looking for today. Good luck. No news. I think I might have mentioned that, but no news today, so you should have a nice clean trading day. We're now into December as well, so you haven't really got the end of the month, start of the month trickery going on. Should be a nice trading environment, hopefully. So enjoy and good luck.